So, Doug, if you look above,
Do you have any update? Yeah, grab me a bumper. Yeah. Yeah, grab me a water can. Water can.
To the, if any other units will come up here, they can pull for it.
Right here, stacking the hose.
Someone's got to do it.
There it is. Yeah, you look pretty small today. Let's do the workout. Wait, you're in. You just started? I got something to do. No, come on, man. No, work out. I'll get it later on.
All right, well, public safety was dispatched to the corner of Cedar Westage this morning for a report of a porch fire. Caller stated that the front porch was on fire. We arrived on scene and did find a small fire in the front porch of the residence. The caller stated that there were some houseless folks that had been living in this vacant house. Most likely that's what had caused the fire on it. Our engine crews arrived on scene and were able to quickly extinguish that fire with a water can and did some cutting of the porch to remove the burnt wood. And we were able to resolve the situation pretty quickly. Well, my name is Doug Hubbell. I'm a fire lieutenant here at Kalamazoo Public Safety. Been here just shy of 23 years now. I started out as an explorer, so it's through the Boy Scouts actually. I wasn't even a Boy Scout, but it's a program through them where you basically, as like a junior member. So I went, got on a neighboring department at 17 years old, and from there on, I mean, I absolutely knew that's what I wanted to do. I was never going to be a person that could sit in an office. I love I got to have change. Every day I want to be doing something different, and this job fulfills that 100%. So I would never consider doing anything else. I've been in Station 6 since May of 2025.
And what led you to apply for the fire lieutenant spot?
I've been a fire guy for my whole life. I started out at 18 years old on the east side of the state at a paid on call department. So I've always just loved the fire side of the job. And when the opportunity came up to try to promote myself up to lieutenant, I took advantage of that.
You're replacing Hendrick. What's that been like for you?
He brought tons of knowledge, tons of skill. I was fortunate enough to be mentored by him before I took over this position. So it was, great knowing him. He's still a good friend of mine. But yeah, it was definitely a lot of loss for the department of taking that much knowledge with him out the door. So it's been interesting taking over his crew. You know how the crew can be around here. There's some jokesters. I mean, they're serious, but there's also some jokesters. So Jay was called Dad. So I'm now stepdad because I'm filling in for him. So I can't fill Dad's shoes apparently, but.
I hope one day they'll just call me Dad.
Yeah, nope. I'm stepdad. So yeah, it is what it is.
Very faint, if anything, coming from the basement. I could guide you down there.
John, go up. Yep, up to the basement. What an idiot. Stupid. Smells like up dog.
Up dog. Down dog.
You got anything?
Just let them know, contact consumers. It's coming from the outside coming in.
Oh, this all closed.
Right.
Those should be off.
This is off right now, right?
These are off.
Back up.
So it's just holding residual. So there's nothing like super dangerous here, but you'll want to know if you got a little leak.
Yeah.
And that's what you were smelling.
Yeah, okay, good.
Or it becomes a big leak.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
You'll be fine.
okay, good.
Okay.
Well, consumers, like I said, consumers is on their way.
Okay.
And they'll address it, especially since it's from the outside coming in.
Yeah,
So they're responsible for that.
yeah, okay.
So anything inside of it, they usually don't deal with. You have to contact the plumber to deal with.
Yeah.
And then
No. Very minor.
Four kids, including a newborn, and a wife now. How has that impacted your job?
you know, having kids, they look up to me. And not that I have anything ashamed or embarrassed about my job. I love my job.
We'll get to that video later.
But it's, you know, having them look at me as what I do and thinking it's cool, you know, it puts a smile on my face. You know, my stepson, Lucas, he told his mom that he wanted to be a police officer, you know, and he's never told his mom that before, but I think with what I do, really sees it a different picture. And just by him saying that, it's cool. It kind of like melts my heart, you know, because it's so real. I mean, he's saying it because of what he feels inside, and it's not like I encouraged him or told him. It's just how I represent myself and what I do. He sees that and thinks, man, you know, I want to do that.
They're on the third floor.
Third floor?
First room on the, or first apartment on the left.
Okay.
This, it's right above there.
That line? Cool. Good job.
Asking if we can move residents over to their ambulance.
We home, baby. You call, we home.
I dig it.
How do you prepare yourself for the unpredictability of this job mentally?
I think staying physically fit is obviously very important.
so that you yourself can deal with something, especially until you can get help. The other part of it is outside of work, right? To be mentally prepared, you have to have a stable home, and I'm very blessed to have a stable home so I can be prepared with a free mind and spirit to come in here and do the job that I feel it needs to be done.
Do you have kids?
I have 4 kids. Yep, 4 kids.
How do they feel about your job?
They love it. My boys, now they want to be the K-9 officers like Grandpa, right? And I'm like, no, man, go fire. It's way better, but it is what it is. I would support them no matter what. My girls are unpredictable. I really don't know which way they want to go. My oldest will be 15 in August. My boys are twins. They're 11. And my little girl will be 6 in April.
Do you feel like being a parent has made you better at your job?
Oh, absolutely. I think when I started this job as a 21-year-old kid, you know, it's easy to, when you don't really understand the full picture, it's easy to take charge and manage things how you think they should be handled without real world experience. You know, now that I have kids and I've been doing this for almost 20 years, which seems crazy to me, but I think the more you understand the real world perspective, the easier it is to handle this job. You might be able to relate to people better, if that makes sense. Understand where they're coming from a little bit better, as opposed to a hot-headed 21-year-old kid.
No, it's now a drive-through oil change shop.
Nice.
Get your
Perfect.
nails did. So right now the car is literally all the way in the back wall. Took this out here. I do have some damage above the doorway.
Take a quick look at it.
Yep,
We'll go from there.
yep, appreciate it.
You've got a steel beam going all the way across.
Yep. Outside, so.
Well, that's a header. This is a header right here.
Right. And you have steel going all the way across too, above it. Also, Doug, if you look above, they have a system supporting it up into.
Yeah. You just push the wall just right over top of the car here.
Yeah. Were there any injuries?
Just hit the gas pedal or what?
Possible. Just hit the gas pedal or what? Possible? I don't know. There's tire marks all the way, skid marks all the way.
Well, they got after it then.
Trying to see if you can feel that come back, Joe. No, I'm trying to pull it back this way, then you go ahead. Yeah, I can try to hold it more. What's that?
John's getting to the power. He's grabbing one. That helped.
Not only with 130 pounds on that.
That's just in his truck.
We're not giving him a reason to have a few days off. Christmas time.
Give. Carry it out.
I didn't think that header was attached to that side, but it is. So we'll just do it until he pulls the car out, then we can remove it.
Yeah.
If Billy can down that point, time everybody's out. We can water. We'll just support that one side real quick. Ellie's going anywhere, but take the second one you need to go here.
Just a little bit of insurance.
No, that's exactly why. I was like, you know, I didn't think that was sitting on that. I thought they were just buttoned up. I'm like,
Yeah, you could tell, but it didn't look like it was doing a whole lot.
So you moved to B shift. What's it been like kind of working with a different set of guys? You've been on the shift now for how long?
I feel like I moved in May or June, something like that. I get along with everybody. I mean, they are very upset though that the lieutenant thinks I'm a better driver than all of them, which is quite comical considering Alex just got the squad stuck the other day in like a foot of snow. So the whole time I'm driving, I'm being told, are we there yet? Because your driving sucks. Hey, Steph, how's it feel to be a crappy driver? You know, all these things just the whole time I'm driving, just ridiculed like, you know, like the redheaded stepchild, which is great. Like I'm good with it. I can handle it as long as they can handle what I dish back. So, but I do find it comical that, you know, the one person that's constantly ragging me in the back seat got the squad stuck the other day.
How did the guys feel on C shift when you left? Like, what was that like, that whole
transition? Josh was like, you can't leave. And I was like, why? He goes, because I don't like change. He goes, so you have to stay. And he's like, I don't know who we're going to get. He's funny.
I'd take it.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to use them in the future?
No, I don't think my wife's going to let me do fireworks anymore.
What do you think happened?
I had them connected and it misfired. It set one off and then it just did chain reaction.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I use a remote firing device.
So you're putting them all together.
I was wiring it all so I could just drive it over to the church later.
Oh, it was for a church thing tonight. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got a lot more water.
Word, sir. Thanks for coming.
Where was Toots?
They're out on rescue.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I'm Joe Boutell. I'm an EO technician with the Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety, and I've been with this department in various capacities for about 19 years. As I matured in this department, I was, 3 years into my time with narcotics, which was the time of my life and one of the most cherished times that I'll have in this department. But my wife was drowning with our 5 kids. I have 5 adopted kids. and they all are pretty busy kids, and I was having the time of my life at work, and I was really only present to them about 10 minutes a day and then weekends. And I just had this, I just knew where I was called, and the department had thankfully gotten a grant that allowed for more firefighters, and that allowed me the seniority, and so I gave it like, I just kind of knew. I just knew I was called there. And so I let my boss know in the narcotics unit, like, hey, I'm going to bid out of this unit. I'm going to what we call shift bid. I'm going back to the regular operations, which covers the police and the fire side, for bidding where you'll be for the year. And I got on, thankfully, with a really good crew here at Station 6, not the current crew I'm working with, but still a great crew. I didn't know how much I would like the fire side. And being able to change mid-career of a 25-year career is quite amazing, because it's all fresh again, it's all new. And it's, you know, that challenge is the spark that keeps you going, especially working with people who are like-minded. And now we have just highly motivated individuals who are working cohesively as a team to better themselves within the fire, to give a better package. And I'm very thankful for being on the fire side, even though it's not why I got hired here. I'm very thankful that this has been, you know, what will be half of my career here.
When I get to the shoreline, I'm a human being. Like, I had personally never actually rescued someone from an ice rescue scenario before, where it was an actual real life as opposed to just training. So your adrenaline starts to kick in, and you have to just rely on your training to say to yourself, get back to the basics of what you know you need to do and go off of that. And I just remembered the various just tips and tricks that I knew as I got out to him. Once I made contact with him, I just was very vocal as to express to him what I was going to do and how we were going to get him out of the water so that we could work together essentially, and I wouldn't have him doing something that would either harm me or even further harm himself. And this guy, he was in a super vulnerable moment. As I crawled up to him, he literally looked me dead in the eyes and was like, am I gonna die? I don't wanna die. And when you see a person in that moment, you are trying to think through yourself what needs to be done, but also you're trying to help them in that emotional state that they are. It's definitely difficult to process all that at once, but
I noticed that you went to the hospital after. How often do you do that in a situation that's kind of a more kind of catastrophic situation versus a standard rescue?
I decided to go to the hospital because we go in this line of work, we see a lot, right? We see all the way from stubbed toes up to full arrests. And oftentimes we don't get to see the big wins when it comes on the medical side of things. And so this just stuck out to me that this is somebody that, especially with the look in his eyes, the way he gave me the look of complete and utter fear, and was confiding in me for reassurance of if he was gonna live or not. That just sat with me, and I wanted to almost complete the call and finish out the work by having him see the face of the person that was there with him, to see a human and see someone that genuinely cared for him, to know that we do care for these people. And then also for me, just to celebrate in the victory that while with him, like in a better state that he was in, where he was watching TV and just on the phone when I walked in, and being able to just be like, hey man, and he's like, oh my, it's you. And we just were able to connect for a moment. And there was a moment where I actually just prayed with him, and I was like, God's looking out for you, because all these factors that you had going on in that moment, you may not have been here, and yet you had the guy, the maintenance guy, the equipment and the training that we have to do stuff like this for people, and then obviously his ice rescue suit. All those factors, I just think, and he was in there for quite a long time. I think he said he was out there for 20, 30 minutes, just in the water before we actually got to him. And like that, he actually got contact with the person to come call emergency medical services. So just all those factors that he was still alive, I was just able to reassure him, like, God's got a plan for you and he's keeping you on this earth for a reason. And then we just prayed together and just thank God for his life that he still has.
some of the great things around here, I mean, that keeps me coming back is just the crews. You know, I mean, I love who I work with. You know, I was on the street for a long time. You know, love the people I work with there. And, you know, it's a different job. I mean, yeah, we're public safety and do both, but it was going from the street, handling mostly police calls, to come to the fire side. Definitely a big change, but again, you love the people we work with here. You know, we have great people. You know, there's a lot of people that go to work every day and can't stand who they work with. And I can't say that here. I come in, I love my crews, I love all the other crews, like we all get along and everybody just works together and helps each other. I mean, it's a positive attitude. That's, I think, one of the biggest things. It's an enjoyable place to come to work. Because if it wasn't, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't stick around. I mean, no one wants to come to a job that they don't like. But I still love it every time I come into work, so.
Storm.
This would be really bad.
Yeah.
We're arriving on
You have Class B fire,
corporate site.
Class A fire, Class K.
Tim is giving us the lowdown on all the hazards located at this location, which is infinite. There's 400 ways to die here. But thankfully, we have people on site pointing us in the direction of imminent death.
They've trained this before. Who's trained? These guys.
We are now on scene. Time to be a hero.